everyone, my dear friends. So today, in today's video, we'll be seeing to find SQL injection in bulk. So what exactly SQL injection? I hope everyone of you who are watching this videos are aware of. But if you any of you is having any doubt, you can always Google it or let me know in the comment section. I'll make a separate video on that. So basically, SQL injection. Let me give you an small introduction regarding the SQL injection. So SQL injection basically is a kind of vulnerability which comes under the OS category of injection. So as the name suggests, so it's kind of a SQL query which are being injected into the different endpoint, any web application, API endpoint. I mean, any parameter which is accepting the SQL based queries and giving us the result, be it error based SQL, a time based SQL, or any other type of SQL. But the thing is, when a system is accepting the SQL based queries, SQL based parameters, SQL based conditions, the endpoint, the web application, the API, or the mobile application is vulnerable to SQL injection. In this basically video, we'll be seeing like how we can find the SQL injection in bulk. By bulk, I mean, let's say you are having 1,000 endpoints, 10,000 endpoints, and you are not sure which endpoint basically is vulnerable to SQL injection. I'll be showing you a technique, list of different tools. By combining different tools, we'll be seeing like how we can find the SQL injection in bulk. Let's start this process basically. So let's say you have been provided an endpoint which are having 10,000 endpoints or 1,000 endpoints. I mean to say like the scope is huge enough. So in that case, how basically your approach will be in finding the SQL injection. As most of us are aware, like SQL map, running SQL map is a time consuming process, but with the help of SQL injection with different tools, we can reduce this time and basically finding the SQL injection probability goes high. So let's start basically. So prerequisite for doing this automation technique basically requires using subfinder tool. Again, it's a tool easily available on GitHub, which is used to find the subdomain. I hope all of you are aware about it. Next one is HTTPX. Again, a good tool. Again, a good tool which is used to find the live subdomains out of the list of found domains. Then the Wayback URLs. I hope most of you are aware Wayback URLs. What Wayback URLs is basically these are the URLs which got saved into the archive, web archives, and that comes from the database of the user surfing different endpoints, trying to inject different payloads. So basically, if you try to hunt using the Wayback URL, probably you end up in getting different parameters. Sometimes directly you end up in getting the URLs which are vulnerable. In my case, I got one of the URLs from Wayback URL which is having the XSS payload directly injected onto it. So I directly took that payload, confirmed whether I was able to get the pop-up. Then I changed the payload to fetch the basically cookies. Then I was able to confirm that XSS was there. So Wayback URL again, it's a good tool. Next one is the GF. So basically, from the list of endpoint you are having, let's say you are having 10,000 endpoints, 6,000 endpoints, or whatever the number is. So GF gives you an advantage, and by its algorithm, it gives you the endpoint which are vulnerable to different vulnerabilities, be it SQL injection, RC, open redirection, whatever. So you just need to provide a particular syntax, and it gives you the endpoint which are vulnerable to the mentioned vulnerability. So let's start. I hope my screen is big enough and you are able to see the content. Let me make it more bigger. So basically, this is the combination of this 4 to 5. First one is subfinder-d target separated by pipe t-a domain. So basically, what this command is doing is using the subfinder tool, it is finding the target. Basically, you need to insert your endpoint, whichever your endpoint or target is. You need to mention it here. Let's say it is like target.com. You can mention that here. T-a domain. So basically, whatever the result which will be coming from this command will be saved under a file name domains. So again, this file will be saved into your present working directory, into whatever directory you are running this command. Your domains will be saved on that particular directory. Then talking about the second command, get domain pipe symbol httpx pipe symbol text. So now by using this for sub finder, let's say you got certain endpoints, but there are probability that 60 to 70% of your endpoint, whatever you have found using the sub finder or any subdomain finder tools, are dead. So basically, using this http helps you to filter out or the figure out the domains which are live. So using this command, your live domains will get saved into a file named alive. Now in the next command, get alive.txt. So basically we are opening that particular alive file, alive.txt file, which are having the live subdomains. Then on those endpoints, we will be running the webx URLs. We'll be basically checking the web archive whether there are any data present in the web archive or not, and we'll be saving those results into the URLs file. Then we'll be taking the help of GF. Basically, so using GF, it is basically will try to figure out the SQL injection endpoint. So it is mentioned in the command we have mentioned like GF space SQLI. So basically, using this command, the endpoint which this particular tool GF tool thinks that vulnerable to SQL injections will be basically saved the name SQL. Then at last we'll be using the SQL map tool. Using SQL map tool, basically we'll be running this command SQL map -m SQLI. So SQLI has the endpoints which are having the probable SQLI injection endpoints. So we'll be mentioning that, and again the same syntax. Most of you are aware, -hyphen DPS -hyphen where. So you run this command and give it a hit. So as per the size of your endpoints, the size of your text file, SQLi text file, or the scope of your target, it will take time. So you just hit enter and do your stuff. Go out, hang out with friends. By the end, when you come back, you will be probably end up in getting the endpoints which are vulnerable to SQL injection. So I hope with this with this technique, you will be end up in getting the SQL injection. And if something is not clear, let me know in the comment section. I'll make a separate video on that. See you guys in the next video. Bye.